Live for God Studio Productions.
This is Cooking with Brian, a cooking show with food that actually tastes great.
Well, hello friends, welcome to Cooking with Brian. Today we are going to fix pasta salad. Now, keep this in mind that you can use any kind of vinegar that you choose. You can use white vinegar, you can use red wine vinegar, you can use Heinz apple cider vinegar. And the reason why I say that is you will not find a better apple cider vinegar than Heinz. I've tried the store-bought brands and all that. A lot of them is nasty. Hy-Vee, you make nasty apple cider vinegar. Heinz apple cider vinegar is what I really like. It's the best apple cider vinegar. You could also use balsamic vinegar, however I don't recommend it because a lot of people, especially as they get older, can't handle that kind of vinegar. Some can, some can't. But my favorite way is with apple cider vinegar made by Heinz. That's what I like to use in my pasta salads. Or white vinegar is fine also. Even red is fine. I like them all. Okay friends, here's how you make it. Okay friends, you want to get a large pan and you want to fill it with hot tap water. And this is for your pasta salad. Your disclaimers for the day are, if you get hurt in any way, fashion or form, you, anybody you're around, gets hurt in any way, or anything bad happens like fires, deaths, heart attacks, or any other issues, it's all your fault. You take full responsibility. Because on Cooking with Brian, all we do is teach you how to cook safely. If you do it unsafely, you're not following directions and it's your fault, not mine. Okay friends, you want to go ahead and turn your burner on high for your water, for your pasta. Go ahead and slap a little bit of salt. I put in about 7-8 dashes of salt. Okay friends, when you make pasta salad, you can use any kind of pasta that you desire. It does not matter what you use. My favorites are linguine, penne pasta, rotini. You can use any kind of pasta, but the best things to use is either linguine or rotini is a good choice, but I prefer the plain one, not the one with the multicolored, because if you've ever tried the multicolored one, it has kind of a nasty taste to it, so I don't recommend it. So today we are going to try something different. I've never used this kind of pasta. I don't even know how you pronounce it. Mustachioli or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Can you read that, friends? What is this stuff? They call it I don't know what it is. Mustachiola. I'm just making that up. I have no idea. But basically, if you look at that, it don't look any different than a ziti. That's what it looks like to me, is a ziti. So we'll call these zitis, friend, and that's what we're gonna use in this edition of how to make pasta salad on Cooking with Brian. Okay friends, you want to boil this water. When it boils, and it's roll boiling, that's what my mom used to tell me, when it's roll boiling, when it's going berserk, that's when you dump your pasta in, give it some good stirs, especially in the first minute or two until it returns to a boil. Once the boil starts to get out of control, turn it from high down to the 5 o'clock position, and that's usually good to cook it the remainder of the way. Okay friends, when you cook pasta, you want to cook it to where it's tender. What does tender mean? Tender means it's kind of towards the end of the hardness stage before it goes to being mushy. If you're one of them people that cooks pasta until it's real mushy, you're not doing it right, because you're supposed to cook it till it's tender. Now if you notice, let's look at this one and see how much. 7 minutes is probably the average. This one says 10 minutes. But some pastas will tell you 7 minutes, and I tell you, that's hog crap, because I ain't never seen pasta get done in 7 minutes, with exception of thin spaghetti. If you buy the real thin spaghetti, yes, it will get done very quickly. But most of, and I love Barilla pastas are very good, but their directions for the minutes to cook it is hog crap. And I can tell you that they must have it on a full roll boil the whole time, and they're fighting the starch and stuff bubbling up over the top of the pan. That's the only way I can think that they're getting it done in the amount of time that they say. If you turn it down to a normal boil after you put it in, it's not going to get done in the time they say. The average time I've seen for pasta to get done is maybe about 15 minutes. But the way you do it is taste it, friends. You need to get a plate, and you need to get a few pieces out, maybe put a little bit of salt on there, maybe even a little bit of sauce of some sort if you want to. Put it on there and taste it. And it takes time to get the perfection to know where to cook it to. I mean, some people just don't know how to cook pasta. They'll take it out when the stuff is hard as a rock, and you'll break your stinking teeth or something, you know. And then you got other people that cooks it to mush. They're both wrong. You want to cook it till it's tender. That means it's perfectly crisp, not mushy, and not hard. It's right about in the middle there. Okay friends, let's continue on here. We're going to go ahead and finish the pasta, and when we get the pasta done, we're going to take over at that point, friends. However, we do have one other thing that we're going to cook right now for the pasta salad. We're going to go ahead and cook some bacon, friends. Let me show you how to cook some bacon here on Cooking with Brian. Okay friends, you want to get you 5 slices of bacon. And we're going to cook 5 slices of bacon for this pasta salad. Now when you pick your bacon out at the store, make sure you get the kind that looks like it has a lot of fat in there, because I can tell you that usually turns out some of the best bacon that you'll get is the ones that has a lot of the white color in it, friends. And you need that for the pasta salad. You do not want to go to your deli and get the fresh stuff that's real lean and ain't got no fat. That don't work and it don't taste good. Get the fatty kind. Get you like Sugardale or any other kind of bacon that has a lot of white in it. This just happens to be a different brand. I really put a stamp on Sugardale bacon. It's some of the best bacon you'll get. Let me look and see here. This is a Hormel Black Label Applewood thick cut bacon. That's what I'm using today. I really like the applewood flavor, and that should give this pasta salad a really good flavor to it, friends. Okay friends, you want to make sure you put your burner on. I would suggest that you start it out around the 5 o'clock position. If it starts like splashing bad, turn it down some. Okay friends, you want to make sure you flip your bacon over a little bit. Every once in a while, go ahead and flip your bacon. You want to flip it occasionally. Cook your bacon until it looks done to your likings. Most people have different tastes in how they want it to look. Now, if the bacon you happen to get cooks cheap, and I mean I've even seen some name brand ones cook cheap, if it like tries to burn in the middle or something, what you want to do is you will want to just take it off the burner and cut out the parts that's done, and then stick back in what's not done, and then cook it the rest of the way. This could all be avoided if you just cook it in the microwave. You can do that, but we want to save the grease, because we're going to go ahead and dump this grease into our pasta salad, because most people don't know it. The flavor of bacon makes the stuff taste like awesome. So it's not going to hurt you once a year to have this unhealthy pasta salad that is awesome. Okay friends, if you get impatient with your bacon, just cook it in this stinking microwave, dude. Just try not to burn it. Okay friends, then you want to get you a large container. It's like a Rubbermaid container. You'll see how big it is. It's pretty big. It's big enough to hold approximately 1 pound of pasta. Break all your bacon up in smaller pieces and go ahead and dump your grease in here, but don't tell anybody you did this. This is my little secret. This is how you make really kick-butt pasta salad. Go ahead and dump your grease from the skillet in there too. The plate was because I lost patience and put it in the microwave, because it cooks so much better and easier in the microwave. Don't tell nobody. Okay friends, the next thing you'll need is you'll need two packets of the Good Seasons Italian. Make sure it is not their zesty Italian. Their zesty Italian is not good, but the regular Italian is very good. You need 2 packets of that, and you also need one of these, I don't know what you call that, a crock or whatever it is. You can buy this in a pack where you get like these with this. I forget how many comes in it. It's either 2 or 4, I don't remember. Go ahead and make it for what you see here. There's a line for vinegar, so you fill it with vinegar, any kind that you want. I'm going to use Heinz apple cider vinegar. And then to the next line is water, and then up to the top of the next one is oil. I use canola oil because it's not bad for you and it's not good for you. Do not use vegetable oil unless you have to. Okay friends, when your pasta is done to your likings, go ahead and take it, drop it in the sink. Then you want to go ahead and put your tap water running cold water in there. You can just let it go kind of slow if you want to, because it's not good to take the temperature of your pan directly to cold from hot, because you can warp your pan. So you just want to kind of trickle it in there, a good trickle, not just a little one, a very good trickle, and just let the cool water from the tap, cool it down. Once you get it cooled down, stir it a little bit with your hand or with the spoon, it don't matter. Just stir it up and then just keep running cool water on it till it's very cold. Then dump that in your container with your bacon and your other ingredients, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. Like I said, friends, you could use any kind of vinegar you want to. I'm going to use Heinz apple cider vinegar if I can get this stupid lid off. And that's what happens when you use or cook bacon and you get like slippery hands. So there we go, I got it with a towel. Don't tell anybody I had a hard time opening the bottle, because for most men it's supposed to open instantly. Alright, we put the Heinz apple cider vinegar in there. Now we need just a little bit of water. Okay, I got the water added to it. Then you want to take your canola oil and fill it up to the O. Lo and behold, I ran out. It's always good to keep an extra thing of canola oil in the house for times such as this when you run out. Okay, friends, then you can go ahead and take one packet of your Good Seasons Italian, and dump that in your crock, or whatever you want to call this stupid thing. Put the lid on, make sure that it's on good, and this flap here, make sure it's shut good. Give it a very good shaking. Then go ahead and dump this in here with your bacon. Okay, friends, we're going to make another picture of this the same way we just now made it, but we're going to wait and do that last, and wait till we stir it real good and have all the ingredients and stir it really good, and then we'll dump the second one over last of all before we put it away. Okay, friends, we are doing this, we're going to do this today without using cheese, because it just so happens to be that a family member is lactose intolerant, so we are going to make this without any cheese in it. However, if nobody in your family is lactose intolerant, you can get one of those bags of the shredded cheese of any kind you want. It can be Colby Jack, it could be anything, cheddar cheeses, any kind of cheese that you want. You can dump like a 2-cup bag of shredded cheese of any kind. Doesn't matter. Other optional ingredients is you can dice up some green peppers into little pieces and put that in here. We're not going to use that because we have a family member who cannot handle green peppers. You can use other stuff too. You can use other meats. You can try using different vegetables that you think you might like. Some people like chopped up fresh onions in there. That's very good too, and I highly suggest it However, a lot of people in your family get-togethers may not want a lot of fresh onions, so. But then again, maybe you do want to surprise them with a bunch of fresh onions. I don't know. Okay, friends, I got 1 can of large ripe pitted black olives, and I got 1 jar of these sliced green olives. Make sure you drain both of them before you put them in there, but we're trying to make it really fancy, look good, and taste awesome, so that's what we're going to use. Maybe you have people in your family that don't like olives. Tell them tough, because we're eating olives or you can get lost, is what you tell them. Kindly though. Maybe it's not a good idea. Forget I said that. Just don't put them in there for somebody that don't like them. Go ahead and dump them on in there. It's gonna be delicious. Look at that, friends. Look at all them delicious black olives. I have to take one. Okay, friends, you could get a couple of fresh tomatoes and dice them up, or you can be lazy like Brian is, and you can get 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes. Petite diced tomatoes. Make sure you drain them out before you dump them in here. Go ahead and dump them in there. You know, friends, there's a lot. Seems to be a lot of tomatoes in there. You know, like I would have probably have cut up at least 2 of them there in that 1 can. So we're just going to go ahead and leave it with 1 can, friends. And we'll save this 1 can for something else. So just use 1 can of the petite diced tomatoes. Because we got people in the family that don't really like tomatoes, so we'll keep it down to a minimal. Okay, friends, then you want to go ahead and dump your cooked pasta in here. Okay, friends, we're making the second container. We're making the second container of this Good Seasons Italian with the Heinz apple cider vinegar. Go ahead and dump that over the top of your pasta salad. And then you need to carefully stir this all together without getting it all over the place. If you happen to make a mess and a spouse kicks your butt and you end up in the hospital, it's your fault, not mine, because all bad things are your fault. You take full responsibility. All good things are my fault. So you can thank me, but I would rather you thank the Lord, because He deserves your praise more than I do. So don't give me any praise. You can say thank you if you want to, but if you really want to show appreciation, and I'd rather you just thank the Lord that He made this video available to you. Now, if you had a larger bowl, if you didn't mind dirtying extra dishes, you could have dumped this in a really huge bowl so that you would be able to stir it more successfully, because right now I'm having some difficulties in getting this stuff. It's going to take a while of stirring this to get all these good ingredients all mixed around. You just gotta have patience, because we got green olives and bacon, And all that stuff's going to be stirred up really good. Or another way you can do it is if it's too full, just get you a bowl, kind of cheat a little bit, maybe take a couple of spoonfuls out and eat it. That way it's easier to stir. That's what I would suggest, friends. Or you could just dump it back in here after you stir it real good. Maybe stir it a little bit more. It's like all the good ingredients were on the bottom, so we get a kind of fish down here to where all the good ingredients are. We can dump a little bit of that back in there. Stir it up real good. Now we'll take a sample out here because we got to taste it and make sure that it tastes good. Okay, friends, and that's one version of pasta salad. Actually, make sure you try the different vinegars to see. It'll give it completely a different flavor. So you may want to try it each time with a different type of vinegar. White vinegar is really good. Heinz apple cider vinegar. Some good red wine vinegar is excellent. If you can handle it, balsamic vinegar would probably be good too. And I don't know, there's probably other types of vinegars, but these are the main ones that I use. I use the 3 different ones: apple cider, red wine, and a white distilled. But you can use whatever you want to. You can even try the other vinegars that I don't even know about. Maybe like a malt vinegar, I don't know. I don't even know what that stuff is or what it tastes like. So that's up to you, friends. But if you know of other vinegars, try it out. It gives it a totally different flavor. You could also add other stuff like pepperoni slices. Stuff like that would be good in there also. You could even add more bacon. The more bacon you add, the better it'll taste. You could add ham chunks. That would really be outstanding in there too. Okay, friends, I hope that was a blessing to you. We'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.